So what I'm proposing here is a set of software agents which can even work on wireless. It's easy. Software agent is easy to write. One of my PhD scholars did this PhD in this area. And some of those nice attributes of agents are autonomy, adaptability, mobility, they are reactive, times they are proactive, social and communication ability, proactive only to the expert, not to everybody else. So these are certain nice properties which we are imagining. You know, what we are trying to look at is when we are seeing at something called the types of records, our mental imagery is that they are all segregated into different blocks. Like we walk into a library, computer science is only this rack, biology is only this rack, physics is only that rack. Now I want to understand quantum computing, I need a lot of physics, but I have to shuttle across two racks. This is the foundational design which we need to understand in our classification, which is necessary. What we have been doing, thanks to Saurav Gupta and his team, is nicely tuck away all these records in boxes. If you know where the record is, you can go and find out. And there is a way in which we'll help you out in finding out where the record is. You can go duodecimal system, look up something. There's a way in which you can locate record, there's a key, there's a primary key, there's a foreign key. But however, people like me who are really moving over multiple disciplines, as soon as I walk into the library, how nice it would be if the system tells, as I log in, see, off late over the last 5-6 months, you have been straddling across 6 disciplines. And these are certain current topics across the disciplines. I don't have to look up myself. It tells this is what it is. You have been looking at biotechnology, you have been looking at something like neurology, you have been looking at 2-3 mechanical engineering. So this is what is the crux. How nice it would be as soon as the concerned expert logs in, the related information is collated. This is the story about software agents which I need to summarize. So that's what it is. There's a forecasting agent, situation analysis, multiple agents. The moment we act to point from multiple roles. How to write that agent software, we'll worry about it later. Not too much of technology here, but please do note that today we are able to give plenty of assurance on what is coming out of this exercise. It's a very good book, Introduction to Information Retrieval, written by people from Stanford, two people from Stanford and one other person from Stuttgart, including natural language processing. It's a very good book. I would strongly recommend this, Cambridge University Press. And it is a story about information retrieval when we are not specifying the attributes, we are not querying on attributes. We do not know what the attributes are. However, we know the role that is being played. So it brings the entire exercise close to the person's work at hand. That is something which is central to this approach. So it's a role, that's a work at hand, and it gives everything to that. We are not really bothering anybody in the healthcare profession to understand what is a PID, patient ID, what is this. There are many ways. It's agent-based activity. So to achieve common goals, it builds in coordination, cooperation, communication, organization. This, I think, is what exactly happens in the context of healthcare. It is not about PIDs, it's not about an RFID tag, it's not about a tracking system, but eventually what I see or what the patient is communicating, which makes me pick whatever I want. That is what is central to that. The human body is very nice. We need to really look at semantic heterogeneity. Support, a scribbled note from a physician is completely different from what everybody else writes. And that needs to be documented. It can be simply put somewhere else. Support for dynamic evolution of information sources, scalability and performance, generalization across application domains. A typical intelligent agent is conscious about the environment, and that's exactly what we want to exploit. It is the context in which it works. And that is exactly what is necessary for the healthcare. It's the context. How do I build the knowledge base? Many ways. Again, I'm just giving a very quick summary. This is a big exercise. As I said, one of my PhD scholars worked for about 6 years to complete his PhD in this area, and he was an intern in IISc Bangalore. But then we applied this to regular databases. That's the news clippings and other regular databases. Reacting to an environment is easy, but we generally want agents to do things for us. Goal-directed behavior towards that goal. Let's say, it gives a hint. Yes, thank you. gives a hint saying that why don't we take these alternatives? There are 3-4 alternatives available. Why don't we pick one of the alternatives? But then proactiveness is for exclusively well-defined roles. There's a generic framework. There's a perception, there's a situation. This is what we are failing to capture, in regular databases, because I can have attributes that I perceive. And how much I perceive is dependent on what I am. I see in the world what I want to see, not what it is there. And is it adequate? That's the big question mark which we are having. There's an agent here, there's a plan elaboration, plenty of communication channels. Communication assures only 3 things: safety, security, and reliability. Safety is understanding that whatever I have sent is what is received. Security is no interruption, no third party tampering with that message. Reliability is I know and the receiver knows what exactly happened with this message. Difficult in the current day context. Even if I want to send an email from my laptop to his laptop, it takes a round the world tour to reach there. Routing is not under our control. There are many vagaries. These are all the intricacies which need to be covered, and that's why agents are preferred, because it shields from all these nitty-gritty. Information architecture certifies the authenticity, cost and degree, establishes authenticity because of the assurance that we have based on plenty of theory which is now there. Good PhDs provides some of the information a professional might have provided in a physical reference or research setting, facilitates multi-versioning, tracks acquisition, stalking. Document is equal to information object. And how I look at this object, what are the operations permissible on the object, is all captured in terms of an agent, a software agent. And many devices today have the capacity to support a software agent. It works on wireless, it works on mobile, and they're all good. And these days, thanks to Professor Ganapathi's advice, I'm working, and eSanjeevani team lead, we are associated with the project proposal. All these are ingredients which are helpful. Thank you. There is assurance in this game. So that's exactly what is the point that I want to make. It's nice and innovative.
Suggested that to take up a case study on this. So I thought we'll take up a case study which we have developed basically. So now I'm going to take you on mobile-based maternal health awareness, which we have acronymed as MOTHER basically. So because there is some sort of a motherly feeling there, I'm going to explain you what is that. So we have developed a tool at CDAC Hyderabad. This tool, what is called as a mobile-based maternal health awareness. So let me start off with a background, and then what has motivated us to develop this sort of a tool, and what is the feedback we are getting from the beneficiaries. All these things I'm going to discuss you in this case study. So let us see the background basically. As we all know that every year in India roughly, I have to use a mic, okay. As we all know that every year in India roughly, according to statistics, 30 million women experience pregnancy. But out of them, only 27 million are able to give live birth. If you get deep into the statistics, almost there are 1 lakh maternal deaths, and almost around 10 lakh child deaths are there in a year in India basically. So what is the reason behind this high infant mortality rate and high maternal mortality rate? The reason behind this is, the first reason is lack of awareness basically among Indian women about the importance of pregnancy care and their delivery basically. And the second is lack of decision making power within the families among Indian women basically. And the third thing is they are getting pregnancy at a very young age, that is teenage pregnancy, and the risk of dying basically. And there are a lot of issues basically. There are a lot of background issues where Indian women are facing problems during their pregnancy. So keeping this in mind, at CDAC we have a team called as INDG team basically, India Development Gateway, where we have developed a web portal of 6 verticals. Out of them, health is one vertical basically, where it focuses mainly on women and child welfare. So keeping these issues in mind, we have developed this tool called as Mother basically. So what exactly is Mother? At this point of time, this Mother tool is a pilot initiative basically, which provides personalized voice alerts on both antenatal, postnatal and childcare information directly to the pregnant and lactating women basically, with the help of the voice alerts through their mobile phones. This we have started at this point of time. And one thing, please remember this is completely personalized. It's not generalized basically. So it will be changing from case to case basis, because one beneficiary, that is a pregnant woman, and one more beneficiary, another pregnant woman, their both cases might be different. One might be suffering from and one might be suffering from a different problems. So the voice alerts vary depending on the case-to-case basis, basically. So what are our major objectives under this project? First objective what we have is, we want to, as you all know, we have to create some sort of awareness among Indian women through this health advices, so that it helps the pregnant and lactating women. Completely it's based on voice alerts, basically. I'll tell you why we have chosen voice alerts also. And the second thing is, we want to involve even a men of the family, basically, so that during their pregnancy and all, they provide the special needs to the pregnant women. And the final thing is, government has started a lot of programs, but a lot of people are unaware about these programs. We want women to proactively participate in this sort of programs. With these objectives, we have started this tool called as Mother, basically. What is the need of voice alerts? Yeah, please. Sure, okay. Yeah. So the thing is, what is the need for this sort of voice alerts, basically? See, because there are a lot of ways of sending messages, but why did we choose this medium, which is voice alert? The medium is voice alert because it works on all basic mobile phones. Any mobile phone, you basic have calls, basically, voice calls. And the second thing is, this can be regionalized or localized, so that it directly touches the heart, basically. So any local language, we can customize accordingly. And the third thing is, it covers all the levels of masses. Literate women, illiterate women, anyone, it covers all of them. So keeping all these things in mind, so the next question is, where do we deploy it? So the next thing, where do we deploy it? So what we did is, we went to government of Andhra Pradesh, the Health and Family Welfare Department. We asked the commissioner, where do you suggest us to deploy this sort of a system? Because at CDAC, we are